Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses pool rally in Chumkidima. Addressing rally, Modi launches a series of attacks on Congress and claims Congress leaders in Delhi never looked towards Nagaland and never gave importance to stability and prosperity of the state. In a major political development, Nagaland People's Front candidate from Gaspani 1, Vikato Aye, backs out from pool race just before a few days ahead of assembly election. Aye withdraws candidature to support BJP's candidate Jacob Jimomi. After violence at 37 Tiwi and 38 Woka Assembly constituencies between supporters of rival candidates, Deputy Commissioner at Woka promulgates prohibitory orders under Section 144 CRPC, step taken to incite violence and ensure peaceful conduct of polls. Following firing and stone pelting incident at Angatiungpang Assembly constituency, NDPP Mukokchong unit issues press release alleging that party workers of NDPP candidate Tongpang Uzakam were ambushed by the supporters of NPP candidate S. Mongkaba Uzakam. Good afternoon, viewers. You are watching Nltv News Now. This is Hassan. We will now look news in details. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday addressed a pool rally in Chumukidima to campaign for Nagaland Legislative Assembly election scheduled to be held on February 27. After reaching the pool-bound state, Prime Minister Modi, who was in Nagaland to attend the rally of Bharatiya Janata Party and Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party, was felicitated by Chief Minister Nltv Rio. While addressing the gathering, Prime Minister Modi launched a series of attacks on Congress and claimed that Congress leaders in Delhi never looked towards Nagaland and never gave importance of stability and prosperity of the state. Prime Minister said that Congress only believed in family politics and ran the state government remote control from Delhi. Apart from that, Prime Minister Modi also mentioned about the various developmental changes made by the NDA government, including free ration to thousands of families. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Rio, Deputy Chief Minister Paton, NDPP Secretary General Abu Mehta, Nagaland BJP in charge Nalin Kohli, and several candidates were present in the program. Earlier, BJP National President JP Naga and Union Home Minister Amit Shah also addressed election rallies in the pool-bound state.
नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए, नागालैंड के लिए कांग्रेस उसके पार्टनर्स की पॉलिसी रही है, वोट पाओ और भूल जाओ। कांग्रेस के दिल्ली के नेता नागालैंड की तरफ देखते तक नहीं है। कांग्रेस और इसके सहयोगियों की सरकारों ने अपनी पॉलिटिक्स में नागालैंड की स्टेबिलिटी और नागालैंड की प्रॉस्पेरिटी को कभी भी महत्व नहीं दिया। तभी कांग्रेस के शासनकाल में नागालैंड में हमेशा पॉलिटिकल इंस्टेबिलिटी रही। कांग्रेस के लोगों ने नागालैंड की सरकार को दिल्ली से रिमोट कंट्रोल से चलाया। इसका कारण ये है कि दिल्ली में पहले फैमिली फर्स्ट वाली सोच थी। बीजेपी, एनडीए, हमारी सरकार ने पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए दिल्ली की पॉलिटिकल सोच को ही बदल दिया है। पहले जहां नॉर्थ ईस्ट में डिवाइड की पॉलिटिक्स चलती थी, हमने उसे डिवाइन गवर्नेंस मॉडल में बदला है। नागालैंड में परमानेंट पीस और प्रोग्रेस की ही भाजपा की पॉलिटिक्स का आधार है। कांग्रेस के समय में नॉर्थ ईस्ट को सिर्फ कांग्रेस के नेताओं को जेब भरने के लिए हमेशा नॉर्थ ईस्ट को एटीएम ही माना, एटीएम की तरह।
In a major political development, Nagaland People's Front candidate from Gaspani 1, Vikato Aye, has backed out from the poll race just before few days ahead of the assembly election. The NPF candidate withdrew his candidature and said that he would support BJP's candidate Jacob Jimomi, who was his opponent in the race. It is to be mentioned that Aye was with the NPF before then he jumped ship to NDBB when it came to power, and this election when he was denied a ticket by NDPP, he rejoined NPF again. After violence was reported at 37 Tiwi and 38 Wokai Assembly constituencies between supporters of rival candidates, Deputy Commissioner at Woka promulgated prohibitory orders under Section 144 CRPC with immediate effect till March 3, 2023. The step was taken to incite violence and ensure peaceful conduct of polls. DC Woka informed that 6 persons were detained in connection with a confrontation between two groups at Church Colony and at GA Colony in Woka. Further, DC Woka informed that in the area of the DC office complex and 100 meters in its vicinity, including Woka public ground, assembly of 5 or more persons would be prohibited at all times till further orders. Notably, assembly of 5 or more persons and vehicular movements of non-essential nature from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the areas include under the 3 constituencies will be strictly prohibited. However, the officials and staff of district administration, security personnel, magistrate on duty, medical personnel and persons engaged on election duty or essential services have been exempted.
Housed in the areas of 37 AC and 38 AC only during the night time, where non-essential vehicular traffic and unlawful assembly of 5 or more people is prohibited. The campaign will be going on freely with prior permission. All the activities can take place with prior permission of the returning officer in accordance with the Model Code of Conduct. So there is no restriction on campaigning. It is just partial restriction to ensure, as a precautionary measure, to ensure that there is no confrontation between any parties. Also, the election campaign will go on freely. There is no restriction on campaigning, provided it is with the prior permission of the returning officer and in accordance with the Model Code of Conduct. All candidates and political parties will continue to do their campaigning freely.
Security measures are in place, and then we'll ensure security to all the vulnerable and sensitive areas in the district, and to ensure that the partial restrictions which are imposed strictly. With regards to any incidents of violence which are reported, the police will ensure that all the...
Following the firing and stone pelting incident at Angatyongpang Assembly constituency in an area between Tirangman and Isamyung on February 23, the NDPP Woka Mokokchong unit issued a press release alleging that party workers of NDPP candidate Tombang Uzakam were ambushed by the supporters of NPP candidate as Mongkaba Uzakam while the leader was traveling from Mongsim Yimti village to Mokokchong town. It claimed that the NPP party workers fired 4 shots at them, while adding that in the ensuing confrontation, several NDPP party workers sustained injuries. It claimed that the incident occurred after the assault was initiated by the other party. Furthermore, it also clarified that the statement of a news reporter that the bodyguard of a candidate exited from his car and fired blank shots is not true.
I'll take care of this. It was damage, half damage, partial damage. So, incident was evidence to it. I'll take care of.
Nice
My advice, apni kami to yate jama kori thakile further escalation of the situation may happen. Silently, so mano mon to patient tolerance thakile for future ba hogale karne ko kami jaile ba hobo.
Oye, chabo eko nahi. Aman dua pas jabo.
Aro kini ka hobo. To yate bara kotha so kobole na paru te. Apne kan ki kore ase?
Kare.
কাৰি আৰু চাবিকান আপুনি কান কিবা কৰিলে এইটো ৰেকৰ্ড কি ঠিক কৰিব লাগিব ন স্যাৰ
এতিয়া সিজৰ কৰিছে তো
কৰিছে না
Chungtia Students Union on Thursday held a candlelight vigil in memory of late Imkongchiba Kichu, who was abducted and later found murdered on 22nd February in Mokokchong's Chungtia village. In condemnation of the malicious act and in demand of justice, the CSU marched from the Students Union's Library Hall till Sabangya Junction, after which the candlelight service was held. The service was attended by all members of Chungtia Students Union, Ao Students Conference, Ongpangkong Students Conference, and District Administration. Furthermore, a memorandum was served by the Chungtia Students Union to the Deputy Commission, demanding justice for late Imkongchiba Kichu. It may be noted that both AKM and OKM expressed their solidarity and assured to extend support in the pursuit of justice to the Chungtia Students Union and to the deceased family. Following the brutal murder case of Imkongchiba on Wednesday, several organizations and unions condemned the abduction and murder of the youth in Mokokchong's Chungtia village. After receiving the incident report, Nltv went to the deceased family and interacted with the members regarding the murder case. According to the family, the victim left for a funeral at Chungtia Yimson on February 20 with one of his cousin and was killed by a group of miscreants while returning. The family members said that the victim was dragged from the vehicle in which he was traveling and was later discovered around 4 p.m. in the middle of a brook. It has been learned that the victim was harmed so brutally that it was unable to recognize him. Notably, the family members revealed that Imkongchiba has been receiving constant threats as he was supporting the JDU candidate. Furthermore, a case has been registered under Mokokchong Police Station 2 and investigations are underway. Imkongchiba Kichu's batchmates of Kohima Science College on Friday condemned the abduction and brutal murder of their friend in Mokokchong's Chungtia village on February 22. The batchmates, who were profoundly troubled and shocked by the barbaric act that happened on Wednesday, called upon the authorities to initiate an investigation soon and take strict action against the criminals. Furthermore, they said that such acts of cowardice have no place in the society and demanded a criminal investigation as soon as possible. The batchmates also offered condolences to the family and loved ones of the departed soul. Ahead of elections, Chakesang Clean Election Movement team has visited the check gates in various villages and towns under Pek district on Wednesday. During the visit, the team participated in the command platform jointly organized by CCEM and Pek Area Baptist Church Council and addressed the gathering in Pek town. CCEM appealed to all the Chakesang leaders and all citizens of Pek district to hold peaceful, free and fair election to refrain from malpractices, and also appreciated all the individuals who abided by the guidelines of the CCEM for ensuing election. Notably, the CCEM called upon the old and youth to participate in the clean election movement and also appealed to all citizens to use their vote to get rid of corrupt system. On the eve of the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address a joint rally for NDPP and BJP at Agri Expo on Friday, Nagaland People's Action Committee has appealed to Prime Minister to tell the truth about Naga political solution, as the Nagas has the right to know the reason behind it. Despite conclusion of talks after 26 years of negotiations, NPAC said that the government of India instead left Naga political solution in the limbo and has been using it as a political plank. Furthermore, NPAC urged the Prime Minister to be honest with the people of Nagaland and tell the truth, as time has come for Nagas to know about what lies in the future for them. Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority on Thursday clarified about a message clip of an impending earthquake to occur on February 26 at 12 noon, which was circulated on social media, is not from the government authority. A press release from NSDMA Joint Chief Executive Officer advised the public not to panic, but to be aware and continue adhering to the various safety measures issued by the NSDMA. Furthermore, the authority advised the public to be aware of the fact that state of Nagaland and the rest of the northeast region lies in the seismic zone V and in a tectonic plate boundary, which is most vulnerable to earthquakes. Chumokidima's Government High School, which represented Nagaland, were awarded with Local Creator Trophy for using indigenous knowledge systems with a blend of technology at the national level hackathon, Hack to the Future, the Green Edition, in Bengaluru from February 16 to 20. Notably, the Smart Terrace field was created by Nagaland team to ease the burden of their parents, as they have seen them suffering from crop failure and shortage of food supply for the family throughout the year. It may be mentioned that the hackathon, which was participated by several states, was designed to encourage problem solving and an innovation mindset among students. Office of Deputy Commissioner and District Election Officer of Kohima asked all the returning officers in Kohima district to ask the candidates and elections agents to duly fill Form 18, preparation of ID cards, along with 2 color photographs as per the number of counting tables as assembly constituency wise. The district election officer further asked the counting agents to be present at the counting center, which is the office of DC Kohima, on 2nd March at 7 a.m. without fail, while it also informed the counting agents that mobile phones, cameras, and other electronic gadgets will not be allowed inside counting halls. As many as 40 houses were gutted down in a major fire that broke out in the Hatigao area of Guwahati on Thursday night. According to sources, no casualties were reported in the incident. However, properties worth several lakhs are believed to have been damaged in the fire. Locals suspect that a short circuit caused the fire. However, the exact cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained. Notably, around 10 fire tenders were deployed to douse the fire. It may be mentioned that the incident took place in a plot where about 30 families were staying in thatched houses.
এটা অঞ্চল বিস্তীৰ্ণ ক্ষতি হল হলে চাওক মুখতি মুকুতে দেখাই আছে কিবা ক'ব লাগিব দুই যা গৈছে আৰু বহুকেইটা পৰিয়ালৰ যিসমূহ প্ৰয়োজনীয় সামগ্ৰী আছিল সেই সামগ্ৰীসমূহ কোনো ধৰণৰ উলিয়াবলৈ সুবিধা নাপালে প্ৰত্যেকবিধ সামগ্ৰী জ্বলি ছাই হৈ ধোঁৱা হৈ উৰি গৈছে আকাশ মণ্ডলৰ লগত মিলিত হৈ গৈছে সেই কথা পোহৰলৈ আহিব কেনেদৰে জুই সূত্ৰপাত হৈছিল কিন্তু এটা কথা ক'ব লাগিব যে বহুকেইটা পৰিয়াল ইতিমধ্যে জুইত ভস্মীভূত হৈছে সেয়া চিলিণ্ডাৰ বিস্ফোৰণ আছিল এটা অঞ্চল বিস্তীৰ্ণ ক্ষতি হ'ল হ'লে চাওক মুখত মুকুতে দেখাই আছে দুই যা গৈছে আৰু বহুকেইটা পৰিয়ালৰ যিসমূহ প্ৰয়োজনীয় সামগ্ৰী আছিল সেই সামগ্ৰীসমূহ কোনো ধৰণৰ উলিয়াবলৈ সুবিধা নাপালে প্ৰত্যেকবিধ সামগ্ৰী জ্বলি ছাই হৈ ধোঁৱা হৈ উৰি গৈছে আকাশ মণ্ডলৰ লগত মিলিত হৈ গৈছে সেই কথা পোহৰলৈ আহিব কেনেদৰে জুই সূত্ৰপাত হৈছিল কিন্তু এটা কথা ক'ব লাগিব যে বহুকেইটা পৰিয়াল ইতিমধ্যে জুইত ভস্মীভূত হৈছে
India on Thursday abstained from voting on the United Nations General Assembly resolution titled Principles of the Charter of the United Nations underlying a comprehensive, just and lasting peace in Ukraine. The resolution, which emphasized on reaching a comprehensive, just and lasting peace in Ukraine, received 141 votes in favor and 7 against it, while 32 countries including India abstained. India's permanent representative to UN, Ruchira Kamboj, reiterated India's position in the Russia-Ukraine war and said that dialogue and diplomacy are only visible way out. Kamboj stated that India remains committed to multilateralism and uphold the principles of the UN Charter. The representative further added that India abstained as the resolution will not help in reaching the desired goal of securing a lasting peace.
Today, as the General Assembly marks a year of the Ukrainian conflict, it is important that we ask ourselves a few pertinent questions. Are we anywhere near a possible solution acceptable to both sides? Can any process that does not involve either of the two sides ever lead to a credible and meaningful solution? Has the UN system, and particularly its principal organ, the UN Security Council, based on a 1945 world construct, not been rendered ineffective to address contemporary challenges to global peace and security? Mr. President, India remains steadfastly committed to multilateralism and upholds the principles of the UN Charter. We will always call for dialogue and diplomacy as the only viable way out. While we take note of the stated objectives of today's resolution, given its inherent limitations in reaching our desired goal of securing lasting peace, we are constrained to abstain. Today, as the General Assembly marks a year of the Ukrainian conflict, it is important that we ask ourselves a few pertinent questions. Are we anywhere near a possible solution acceptable to both sides? Can any process that does not involve either of the two sides ever lead to a credible and meaningful solution? Has the UN system, and particularly its principal organ, the UN Security Council, based on a 1945 world construct, not been rendered ineffective to address contemporary challenges to global peace and security? Mr. President, India remains steadfastly committed to multilateralism and upholds the principles of the UN Charter. We will always...
After the incidents that took place in Mungsin Yimti village and at Mukokchong on Thursday by the supporters of NDPP candidate Tongpang Uzakam, Chief Agent of NPP candidate Nongkawa Uzakam, Imkam Sangba issued a written complaint to the returning officer of Angatiumbang Assembly constituency regarding the incident. In the letter, Im Kham Sangba mentioned that T. Ali Nung Sang forcefully met Maung Khaba to vacate his own residence, claiming it to be Ali Nung Sang's house. Im Sangba said that some miscreants pelted stones at Maung Khaba's vehicle and also harassed the people supporting the candidate. Furthermore, the miscreants also attacked and overturned one Alto car carrying ration and other food supplies of Uzakam. Based on the incident, Im Sangba urged the concerned authorities to take legal actions for the illegal activities carried out by the supporters of Tompang Uzakam for a peaceful and fair election. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a visit to pool-bound Meghalaya on Friday and took part in a roadshow in Shillong. It is to be noted that the security has been beefed up in Shillong in view of Prime Minister Modi's visit. The roadshow started at Central Library and ended at the Police Bazaar, where he addressed a public meeting. Meanwhile, PM Modi will also pay floral tributes to 3 freedom fighters of the state, which are U. Tirot Singh, U. Kiryang Nangba, and P.A. Togan Sangma in Shillong. Furthermore, later on the day, he will address an election campaign rally at Alot Grace Stadium in Tura in Garo Hills. It is to be mentioned that this time BJP is contesting in all 60 seats for the Meghalaya Assembly polls, which will be held on February 27, and the counting of votes will take place on March 2.
I could say, Meghalaya, you are the champion. I am here with a message of hope and development. New heights of success. And Meghalaya is making a strong contribution to it. We want to build on this further and work for the state. मुझे पहले भी कई बार के बीच आने का मौका मिला है, लेकिन इस प्रकार से शान और जानदार ये रोड शो आपने किया है। मैं तो जा रहा था तुरा, लेकिन मुझे आज रुकना पड़ा।
So viewers, that's all up in the bulletin. Keep watching NLTV for more news and updates.
Nagaland TV, Soap Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 9.